Hey guys, Ben Simpson here at Simpson Vlogs, and as promised, this is the Akaso V50 Elite review video. So we did the unboxing a few days ago, and now this is the review. So sit back, grab a drink, kick your feet up, most importantly, have fun, and let me talk to you about this little camera. So check out links down below, of course. We've got Simpson Plays, my main channel, simpsonplays.com website, and of course TikTok, Instagram, Result, and Twitter. All filled with this. Continue to enjoy more content from me, whether it be short form or long form. Or a teaser. So yeah, this is how small the camera is. Remember, it came in this. So it came in this waterproof seal thing. So you just pull that up, flip that back, and you open up the seal. It's got a little seal around here, and yeah, it's quite good, especially the way it's got all these little punches on the inside. You can see that. You see that when you press these buttons, you'll be able to access all the buttons on the inside using these. So you can turn it on and off, take your videos, or change Wi-Fi settings. But I'll explain all that in a bit. So, you probably want to know about this. Never mind the accessories. So, let me explain it to you the best way I can. The battery, if you guys remember, it goes in here, so you just flip that off. It's got a little tail to pull it out or put it in with. Just get it out there. Oh, put that back. So this is the size of the little battery. And it charges on that little battery dock that we unboxed a few days ago. And yeah, so you get two of them, so you can just swap them in out. If one dies, you don't put the other one in and leave the other one on charge. Goes nice and in easy. Slot that in, close that back up, and you're all good. SD slot is over here, along with some USB. So I want to say it's micro USB and normal ultra micro USB. Like the Android chargers, the old Android charger and the new one. Got them on the side. I don't know what they're for. I think you might be able to connect directly with them to your PC or wherever you want to export the footage to. Don't think you can charge it with it. You can't charge the battery with that. So it's not for charging. But the little micro SD card goes in on the inside. And you want to be careful with this, because when I first put the SD card in, I didn't put it in the wrong way around or anything like that. So there's no problem with that. You'll feel if it's the wrong way around. It won't go in. It's when I was like, okay, I'll take it back out again. If you don't keep your hand on top of it, it will fly off into the sky. I literally went, tried to get it out, and it shot off in that direction, somewhere over that side of the room. I was like, shit, I've lost it. But yeah, so you want to be extra careful with. See, it flipped out onto my arm just then. That, like, oh my gosh, it's got some recoil on that. Okay, so you want to be careful with that. Now, what is this? This is my SanDisk one, holds 128 gig, and with that, I'm able to take around 4.5 hours of footage in 4K 30 FPS on this, according to what it says when I turn it on, and around 9,999 photos on the 20 megapixel camera. So, let's put that back in. See what I mean? It won't go in if you put it the wrong way around. So, that back in there. You really just like to jump everywhere, don't you? Oh my goodness. Be extra careful when you're putting it in apparently as well. That's not happened before. Right. So, this is the big on button. Hold it down for a few minutes. I say minutes, a few seconds. On it comes. Makes a little bing bing sign as it turns on. So, this is what the footage looks like. If you guys can kind of see that. Just move my hand out of the way. This is what the footage looks like through the Logitech into this onto me. So this is what the footage looks like. This is the screen you get, and it's touch screen. So it's very touch screen. So if we go onto settings, it's very responsive. Now the first thing you want to do, obviously, after you put the battery in, make sure it's fully charged. After you put the battery in and put the SD card in, is head on over to settings, click the settings button again on this menu. The touchscreen is pretty responsive, to be fair. As long as you actually press it properly, it's pretty responsive. Scroll down, and you want to hit format card. You want to format that SD card. You want to hit yes. So we come out of that. So you can set language settings. Obviously mine's in English. But what languages does it actually have? It's got Portuguese, Japanese, German, Italian, Spanish, and French. You can change your exposure. You can mess around with the power settings, how long it's going to be on before it turns off, how long is it going to be on before it, you know, goes into like standby mode. You could choose to put a date stamp on your videos, you know, like classic camcorder footage back in the day where you're going to have the date time in the top corner and stuff like that. And you can set that up. You can set whether you're in a driving mode, if you're like in a car or on a bicycle, and you can even add special effects apparently. Oh yeah, you can add special effects. So you can color everything in red, green, and blue. You can set it to be cold, so you'll get more like grays and really expose the whites and grays in the video. You can put it on warm and get like a yellowish, almost autumny glow on your videos. And of course, there's like black and white footage and everything like that. If you want to do classic black and white on that sort of thing. Other than that, you've got sounds. So you can choose what your sound is, and you can turn your volume up. The volume settings are on, you know, mute, 1, 2, or 3. I'm gonna put it on 3 because I want to hear all the beeps. So you can choose to turn the beeping off. So the beeps are when you click on anything. It's like saying you've clicked it, a little bit of response. You can turn the boot up noise off, the little bing bing as it boots up, and you can turn off the shutter noise. So it makes a shutter noise whenever you're taking a photo or when you start a video. But you can turn all that off. Outside of casual settings, you can go specifically into photo and video settings. So that means you can mess around with photo resolution, which is the most important thing for me. And it's got everything from 5 everything from 5 megapixels to 8, 10, 12, 16, all the way up to 20. And it's got resolution size settings of 4:3 ratio or 16:9. So I'll show you those in a second. So guys, I'll show you the 20 megapixel 4:3 ratio camera, few photos from that, and then I will show you the 20 megapixel 16:9. I won't show you all the megapixels because what's the point in seeing that? You want to see what the best one looks like, obviously. So I'll do that right now. So here are the photos of the 20 megapixel camera on a 16:9 ratio camera. So guys, comment down below what you thought of those photos, and if you've noticed a little bit of rounding that you have. Like there is like, I don't know if it's just me or what, but you guys will tell me in the video. Comment down below. I will lie to you guys. I've done a bit of photos and videos to see how good the audio is and that. To see how good the stuff is. It's pretty decent. It's good. I've noticed there's like a rounding. It's almost like the world bends when you video through this camera. I don't know if it's that noticeable on the photos, but you guys will let me know. So let's carry on with the technical review. Don't make noises, you. That's my laptop there making noises. So obviously you got video resolution now. So if you go into that, we've got 4K 30 FPS footage, we've got 4K 60 FPS footage, 2.7K 16 and 30 FPS, and then the 1080p one is interesting because you've got 120 FPS added along with 60 and 30, and 720 even adds 240 FPS to the game. But interestingly, the 720 pixels doesn't add a 30 FPS mode. It just starts at 60, goes to 120, and has 240. So that's pretty interesting. Now the footage I'm going to show you will be first on the 4K 30 FPS, then 4K 60 FPS, then we'll drop it down to 180 60 FPS to see which one's the best for YouTube, and obviously for you guys, and see these guys. You guys can see for yourself which one is preferable. So I'm going to leave it in 4K 30 FPS first of all. You can also go with video encoder and change how it's recorded. So it's got H.264 and it's got H.265. It defaults to 264 though. Image stability, I'll set that on. Loop recording. unlimited. Interesting. So you can do loop recording stuff and all that. Time lapse intervals. You can do slow motion and time lapse duration. However, you can't set those when you're in 4K footage mode, apparently. So a bit of a limitation there. In fact, when you go to, if I remember rightly, when you go to 4K 60 FPS, even less of the video settings are available. So you got fast motion movie, so you can, do like a little speed reel. Wind noise reduction, so it's kind of like got its own like noise reduction setting on right now. I've set that to on, but it was defaulted on off. Okay, so you can change the angles. You got wide angle, medium, and narrow. That's interesting. Sound recording, so obviously it can record your sound for you. It's not the best, but it's not the worst. Okay, so you guys will hear how that sounds anyway when I do that footage. Again, it's got drive mode and video. Oh yeah, so you can actually set it to what you're doing. So if you're playing around in water, if it's winter, if it's nighttime, or if you're riding a bike, you can set that setting to tell the camera what you're actually doing, and it will, I assume, change how it does the recording for you. That would be interesting to try out, but it will be tried out in this video, unfortunately. So I've been messing around with this for, I'd say, what time is it now? For like 45 minutes. And the battery is currently on 75%. So, not that bad. But yeah. Yeah, it's not that bad. I'd say that's alright. I've done something here. The video footage is weird. What have I clicked on? I've done something here. I've set it to... Oh no, what have I done? Everything's all yellowy. Oh boy. What have I done here? What have I done? Where was that? Bloody messing around with all that stuff. Video resolution, image resolution, no. Settings? Special effects. I had it on Sepia for some reason. Right, none. Is that back to normal? That's back to normal. Okay, so yeah, let's turn it off for a quick second, not waste any more of its poor battery. Oh, and off it goes. So when it's on, it'll have these little red indicator lights. So what you're about to see next is the 4K 30 FPS taster footage, and then after that majority will be 4K 60 FPS, and then from then on we'll do a 1080p 60 FPS to see just what is optimal for this camera. So stay tuned. Hey guys, Ben Simpson here at Simpson Vlogs. Obviously, you guys are hopefully enjoying the video. So this is the 4K 30 FPS footage on the Acaso V50. It looks too good. Like, it's picking up all my spots and stuff. It looks too good, unfortunately. Or fortunately. Yeah, so this is the taster footage, and you can see behind me. If you look just behind me, if you hopefully can see that, you can see the further away something is, the more rounding it gets. Obviously, the closer something is, less rounding it is. I don't look too round. I look pretty square. So if we just take a look around the room, we've got there. Oh, guys, you got teaser footage of a Battlefield that's coming up next. I'm going to be recording. And you can probably see the state of my room. Oh boy. Right. So yeah, this is the footage of that. Wow, the battery's on 50% already. So I guess the batteries aren't that great. Oh well, we'll charge that up later anyway. I have been messing around with this camera and leaving it on for quite a bit. So you can see this is my desk. You guys probably don't normally get to see any of this. So this is the light I do, and I'm a recluse. I don't like to keep the windows open. This is the laptop, and this is the mess. Ignore the mess, ignore the mess, ignore the mess. Right, let's flip the camera back around. So yeah, this is the 30 FPS footage. We're going to take some 60 FPS footage in a second or two, so stay tuned for that. Alright guys, so the following is the 4K 60 FPS footage. You saw the 4K 30 FPS taste of footage there. So 60 FPS footage, just me walking around the house and going outside and going around the garden for a bit. So check that out. Hey guys, so you know how I said I was going to record that 4K 60 FPS footage? Well, I went outside, I recorded it, and I found out about the fact that it's when you record on 4K 60 FPS, you only have like around an hour and 51 minutes of footage time you can record on a 128 gigabyte SD card, not SSD, SD card. But yeah, unfortunately, I can't show you the footage. So I'm literally in the process of editing that video right now, and I was like, okay, what's going on with it? Why is the footage being weird on my editing software? It's because on the free version of Blackmagic's what's it called again? DaVinci Resolve 16, you can't use 4K footage at all. So that's a problem. You can't use 4K 60 FPS footage. I don't know why. I think the 4K 30 FPS footage should be okay. I didn't have any problems looking at that. I'm going to test that actually out. I didn't think about testing that. I'm going to test that in a second. But you will definitely see the 1080p, 60 FPS footage. So that shows me outside a bit, and you guys of course have seen the photos. So apologies for that. That was unfortunate. If you want to take my word for it, the 4K 60 FPS footage looks amazing. But this kind of makes up my mind that I, for the foreseeable future, are going to have to record in 1080p 60 FPS on that little camera, which is no problem. It still looks great. But yeah, I would love to record in 4K 60 FPS for you guys. So apologies on that. So guys, this is 180p 60 FPS footage, and immediately I noticed there's a massive difference in the amount I can record. I can record 7 hours, 35 minutes of this, but I don't think the battery would last that long, but that's how much storage capacity I would have, and that's already after recording two footages in 4K on 30 and 60 respectively. So this is what it looks like on the outside. This is what I look like. So hopefully the battery doesn't die before I can finish this bit of the recording. And yeah, we're gonna head back inside now. In fact, we're just gonna walk around a bit for a second actually. Let's just see how it takes it on the recording bit. On that, incidentally. So yeah, this looks alright. I think it looks alright. We go over here. Dad's car, little brother's car, house. I head back inside now. I think I can definitely get used to using this. Well, definitely gonna have to carry, turn around. Definitely gonna have to carry the other bloody battery with me all the time because it's dying really quickly. So yeah, very disappointed in the battery to be fair. I thought it would last a lot longer than that. Oh, these damn keys, man. For some reason, we got keys cut, right? Because once we got to a certain age, we all needed keys, not just mum and dad anymore. For some reason, the extra keys are terrible. They always are, all of them. All the new keys are bad. The original keys are great, new keys are terrible, I don't know why. And we even got them cut at different places. They're all still terrible. Alright, let me take all this jacket off again. It's cold outside and I don't like the cold. So, this is what 180p 60 FPS looks like. With the amount of footage hours you can get on it, I think I'd probably still use 4K 30 FPS. But I like the 60 FPS, it looks pretty nice. And we're back in the room again. So, yeah. I hope you guys have enjoyed this footage. And again, comment down below which you think is best. Oh, right. So, that was interesting, seeing all that footage on the camera, on the back view. Again, I really do like how it's touchscreen, you know, it's not cheap buttons and having to press a whole heap of buttons. I really do like how it's touchscreen. The camera is very good and it's very small. But being so small presents its own problems. One is obviously if you're not using the remote, which I don't know if you guys noticed, it's on my wrist. We'll talk about that in a second. is you press this little button that's got a Wi-Fi symbol on it. You know, tap it once to photo or tap it once to start a video. Obviously, tap it again to end the video. But then you're doing this. A normal camera would be around. No, not even this size, would it? Normal camera would be about this size. You know, you'd be holding it like this, and you'd be doing that, or you'd be like doing that with a camcorder, or if you had a little mount. Now it does have a little screw here where you could possibly put a mount. So I'm going to look into getting that. That'll be very necessary considering it's so small. Otherwise, your best bet is to hold it with one hand, and then you're looking for this small little viewpoint. So being small is good. You know, it's very compact. It's very easy to take around, carry. You could just shove it in your pocket or take it out of your pocket whenever you want. It's smaller than a phone, for God's sake. But it presents its own problems of the small viewpoint and the awkwardness of holding it so close to your face, and just awkwardness in general of its size. Being so small, obviously, as well means it heats up pretty quick. You can feel it get warm after a few minutes of footage. I don't know how long it's going to get if you do like an extensive, like say 30 minutes of footage all in one go, or how warm it would get. But I imagine it would get pretty warm. So I don't think it's going to overheat or anything, but it does get warm, just for notice. Another thing is then the remote. So, the remote came with a battery in it, but that didn't work. Very interesting. So if you guys remember in the unboxing, there was a manual that came with it. And if you go in the manual, there's a QR code to scan for an online manual, which is far more extensive and tells you literally everything you need to know. So if you do get this camera, make sure to check it out and bookmark the manual for future reference, because there's some stuff you need to know. If you're not, obviously if you're a first time vlogger like me, there's a lot of stuff you need to know about camera settings and ISO and image quality and image encoding and all that you want to try and test out and need to know about. But let's start with the remote then. So to pair this remote to this, obviously you've got to turn it on. You do that by holding down this button. But that can also be a mistake if you've not already set this to pairing mode. Now to do that, you've got two options. You have to go into settings, go to Bluetooth and turn Bluetooth on, or if you're about into video or photo mode, hold down the down button here for 3 seconds. Now these buttons are for zooming in and out, but if you hold down for 3 seconds, it turns on or off the Bluetooth. Now when you turn it on, it will come up with a screen saying, oh, Bluetooth on, and it will go for scanning, and it'll go to connecting, trying to connect. Now to get it to connect, you need to hold this down until this starts to flash really rapidly and continually. When it stops flashing, that might still say connecting, but it's just finishing up, and it'll be connected. And you can apparently use voice control, obviously take a photo, start a video, and end the video. The voice control shit. It's not that great. I will let you guys know that. There's no point even me showing you it. It is bad. But I do like the fact that obviously when it's in this, I imagine these buttons don't work the greatest, and it's probably better to start using a remote. Plus it's cool that you can just wrap it to your wrist and be like, ha, command. Feel like a Power Ranger. So it's pretty cool, the remote on my wrist. And so yeah, there's that. Obviously, you can also connect it to your phone, which is interesting. You get a little app called Acaso DV. You download it to your phone. Now, the way to connect it to your phone, I thought, okay, you'd be able to connect it to your phone. You'd be like, transfer the videos only or something like that. No, they've gone one step further. Hold this down for around, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 seconds while you're in video or photo mode, and then it will come up with saying Wi-Fi on, Wi-Fi connecting. It will then come up with broadcast its own Wi-Fi signal called Acaso V50 Elite or something, some underscore in between there. You'll see it when it comes up on your Wi-Fi settings. Shows you the password. You connect to that network. Once you connect to that network, you can reopen the app and choose your Acaso model, so obviously the V50 Elite, and connect to it. And you can start recording from your phone, and your phone becomes the viewpoint. So that kind of negates the tiny viewpoint in here, with your phone becoming the viewpoint. You can take photos, you can take videos, you can rewatch the photos or videos. Obviously you'll be streaming it, so you have to wait for it to buffer. The only problems I have with the apps are, I say only, but they're kind of technically major problems. The app is not that great. It's a good idea, just poorly executed. you can't hear sound through the app. So when I was recording through the app, I was thinking, oh dear, is the sound not working? No, the sound is working. And you can kind of hear it if you try and play the footage through the camera. But obviously, if you put it on your laptop, you'll hear the audio a lot better because the speakers out are terrible in here and there's no sound playing through on the phone for some reason. Another thing is the app crashes a lot. It will crash for just about anything. If you try and open up something else while you're on the app, it'll crash. If you try and look at a notification, it will crash. If you try and download video, it will crash. Another thing is the downloading the video takes a long time. Like I did 30 seconds of footage, and to download it from the Acaso to the phone took around 3 minutes. That's a terrible turnover, and sometimes it didn't even work at all. It would just be stuck, and you have to close the app and try again, and all this fuss and palaver. So that is not that great. The app is a great idea, just poorly executed, unfortunately. So there you have it then. That is the Acaso V50 Elite overview kind of review. So let's review it then. Let's review in what I think. You can comment down below what you think. Obviously, like, comment, subscribe, and hit that bell notification because it really does help out the channel. But anyway, what do I want to give this little one then? I would say for portability and easy use on itself, it is definitely a strong 8.5 out of 10. Its touchscreen is really responsive. It's got a lot of cool settings, and just its form factor, and you're able to get 4K footage in 60 FPS is just unbelievable. And it's got a 20 megapixel camera. It really is unique, and it's really fun to use. To be fair, it's so small, it's unbelievable. Like I say, it just fits. It's smaller than the phone. Most phones today are this size or bigger, and look at it. It's less than half the size. Obviously the thickness, but it's less than half the size of the phone. It's unbelievable. So yeah, this is here to stay, and hopefully there'll be more footage from the Acaso on the channel soon. In terms of reviewing it for its video quality is very good, I would say. The only thing is obviously that rounding that you notice is strange, but it doesn't round the whole video. It's more like it focuses on the main object, the main view of the video. So if you're in it or whatever's front and center, the most forward thing looks fine, but the things that are further away start to bend in the background, as if, I don't know, you're viewing it from outer space and you're seeing the curvature of the earth. It's very strange. I don't know what that is. I don't know if there's something I can do to fix that. Maybe change it from the wide angle to medium angle and see what that looks like. I don't know. Honestly, I really don't know. But yeah, I'd say video and image quality is very good on this. Audio quality, audio quality would probably get about a 6 out of 10. Video quality is definitely getting a 9. Without that, but then again with that rounding, probably drops it down to an 8. So I'd say 8.0 out of 10 for the image and video quality. For audio is probably a 6 out of 10, just because it sounds so far away and it's not the best. But you know what? For something so small, a 6 out of 10 is pretty decent. To be fair, honestly, there's a lot of stuff they've had to pack in here. They've got to pack in touch drivers for the sound in and out, video recording, 20 megapixel camera. It's just unbelievable. Again, its form factor is unbelievable. For the accessories that come with it, as well, it's just a great package deal. Only thing is I want a mount that I can hold, so I'll be looking into that. As I said, it's got a screw point on the bottom. Now for its essential connectivity. The phone app is terrible. Unfortunately, that's definitely a 3 out of 10. The remote, however, the remote is pretty good. Obviously, the voice control, I can look past the voice control not being that great. The fact that I can just do that and that with it, and I don't always have to hold the camera, that is very good. So I would say that is another good package. So its connectivity, extension connectivity probably gets around 7 out of 10 as well, just because the app is so bad. But this is just so useful being able to use it outside of it, and you can still use the app. Like I said, you can still use it to take a photo or just record. But if you're looking to play it back to yourself, or God forbid, try and download it, don't bother. Just deal with the SD card. But if you just want to use it for remote control, it's very good, the app. And obviously the remote's even better, more likely to work because it's just Bluetooth, not Wi-Fi. And yeah, so I would say this is a contender for the new gadget of the year. So next time we come around to 2023, if we make it to then, and I'm doing a little tech update, I'll be like, okay, yeah, this is what I'm using. So because it will be around here to stay. So I hope you have enjoyed this video. Like, comment, subscribe down below if you have, of course. And make sure to hit that bell notification to keep up to date with everything here on Simpson Vlogs. Or if you want to check out Simpson Plays, my main channel, that's linked down in the description, along with TikTok, Instagram, Rizzle, and Twitter. All for the face to continue to enjoy more content from me. So, I'm going to love you, Olivia. If you didn't like the video, or if you just want to see more of the awesome Akaso V50 Elite, then run it back and try again. Until next time, guys, peace.